Get ready, get ready, get ready. Hold on to your hat, fasten your seatbelt, and tie down your wig. You're tuned into the Kathy Brooks Show, where you will gain the knowledge to unleash your superpower. At the Kathy Brooks Show, you will be challenged. You will be inspired to action. You'll be given practical tools, and you will be transformed.
You have entered the Kathy Brooks Show, and I thank you all for joining me today. Well, today's going to be a little bit different, and I appreciate all of you for stopping by. Those who have been listening on the regular, and the new ones that just joined in. I appreciate you all stopping by and staying tuned. So today, like I said, today is going to be a little bit different. I had a guest scheduled, and we were going to talk about greatness, and I think I'm going to continue to talk about greatness. But my guest was not able to come today, but that's okay. Uh, that gives me opportunity to talk to you directly, and I love that chance. Actually, that's the reason the show is here. It's here because of this opportunity to talk directly to you. So I don't really have a quote, but that's the good thing about this. You can be flexible. You don't have to stay in the same pattern, and you can always do something different. So let's get started with what we're going to talk about. And uh, like I said, the topic was focusing on greatness. And I had a few minutes to just kind of think about what that was and what that might look like. I mean, that looks different to everybody. Some people think that, you know, greatness, I looked it up, and it just, it talks about a large scale or something grand. And then I also, because here, um, in this community, I like to stay true to the reason I started the show, and that was to promote a prosperous spirit, soul, and body. And I haven't really talked that much about that, but I think this is a great opportunity for me to kind of dive more into what that is about. It seems like that might be kind of a strange um, a strange thing to have your show about. But in my mind, it kind of works to where it encompasses everything. The spirit, soul, and body is everything. It's everything about you, everything about me, who we are, and who we strive to be. Got this straight hair and it's bothering me. But anyway, so I want to, there's a couple of things that just came to my mind that I really want to talk about. And it is also in tune with greatness. And that's going to be, and okay. So the show is about spirit, soul, and body. And I want to talk about what the spirit is and why it's so important. Um, as a born again believer, what happens to you is your spirit gets reborn. It gets brand new because we are all born into the world, and the world is a sinful world. So that's the reason we give our hearts and our lives to Christ. So when we do that, um, we get born again. We get a new spirit, and that spirit connects to His spirit, and it becomes like His spirit. But the struggle in life, and what I found the challenge has been, is the soul and the body. Those are the things. That's why in the scripture it says to renew your mind. And renewing your mind is a process. It's because um, the way we think, the way we are, our mindsets, all of that comes from our environment, um, how we grew up, what kind of upbringing we had, what our belief systems are, what are our values, and that's different for everybody. And because it is, we are thinking in one way and our spirit has become new and we're on another way. And we got two separate paths. So the alignment process is to bring those paths together so that everything is in line. And when everything is in line, that's when we can receive and walk in everything that God has already prepared for us. I know that sounds strange. I know that it's seems counterintuitive to say it's already done, but it is. I was thinking about something, and I'm sorry, this may be a little random. If I get a thought, I'm just gonna go down that rabbit hole. But I was thinking about um, we just celebrated Easter. Those of you who celebrated Easter and you understand what the resurrection is about, uh, we celebrate it and we recognize it. But every year, Jesus does not hang on the cross again. He's done it one time. And the reason he did it one time, because when he did it, he finished it all. He finished it for me, for you, your children, your grandchildren, the children after you, the people down the road, down in the future, because we don't know how long we may live and we don't know who's coming after us. But he already thought about those people. And to me, that's amazing to think that far ahead, to think about people that are not even here. And that's why in the scripture and when I grew up in church, they was like, he died for you before he knew you or before you knew him. That's kind of what that means because he's done everything already in advance. That's pretty cool. So um, that was just something that was kind of on me and I wanted to get it out. The other thing I want to get back to talking about greatness. Um, Greatness, to me, in order to be great, um, let me start by saying this. I started this show, and I came on this show because I was following into a purpose, and to um, to be of service to people, of service in bringing them knowledge and some of the things that I've learned, and bringing on guests that could that I can learn from, and that will bring knowledge to you all, the listeners. And in that process, I've learned so much already. I mean, um, I've learned so much, and I believe that I've changed. I've changed a lot since I began this process. I learned a lot about me. I've learned a lot about other people. I've learned about this radio and the podcasting world. And um, one thing I also have learned about me is I've always been different. I've always been like a square trying to fit into a circle in the sense that I've never really fit anywhere. So um, I'm a different bird. So my mind, the way I think, is totally different than how other people think, and it has it has always put me in a place to where I've always been on the outside, but I've been okay. I've been okay because I've learned how to be okay by myself. Uh, Not that I don't need people, I definitely do. I think connection and um, uh, having people is important because we need each other. Uh, Somebody can do something and offer something to you and fill a gap in your life that you didn't necessarily ask them to do, but they have that purpose. And when people walk in their purpose and it connects, it takes you to the next place you need to go to. That's why it's so important for everyone. If you have an unction, or if you have a feeling about something it is that you need to be doing, it's good that you go ahead and do that. And because the reason is because somebody else's purpose and somebody else's destiny is tied to you being obedient to what your destiny is. For instance, what I'm doing right now, Um, it wasn't in my head to do. It wasn't something that I even thought that I could do. But the opportunity came, and I believe that it was a divine opportunity, and I decided to walk in it. And when I made that decision to do that, I wanted to honor it and do the best that I could do in it. But I wouldn't have had that opportunity here if the person that started this hadn't done what they had in their heart to do. So because they open up the path, I can walk in it. And because I or you are doing the thing that's in your heart to do, you're opening up the opportunity for other people. So basically, what I'm saying is don't hold back on what it is you're supposed to do for whatever reason. For, if you're afraid or if you don't feel like you have the support you need and all of that, but you have the support because the gift doesn't belong to you, it goes through you. It's not yours to harbor. It's not yours to keep. It's yours to give away. It's yours because you've been you've been given it, and you are supposed to steward it. That means um, you're supposed to take care of it. You're supposed to do right by it, and it will serve you. You serve the gift, and the gift will serve you. That's what the scripture says. Your gifts will make room for you. They will put you in places that you didn't think that you could get on your own. But you can only get there by following that path and doing the things that are in your heart to do. So, like I said, this might be a little random and kind of all over the place, but I just want to speak um, from my heart, and as it flows out, it's just flows out. But um, um, back to greatness. A quote that Martin Luther King said that, and I may mess it up because I don't have it right in front of me, but basically he was saying that whatever it is that you do, with do it the best that you can, and also that greatness was in serving others, because in order to be great, you have to have a heart of a servant. You have to have a heart to do good for other people, because service makes you great. Money doesn't make you great. Money, everybody can get money. Anybody can get money. And but what's funny and interesting is once you begin to walk in that attitude of service, in that attitude of serving other people, money becomes attracted to you. It's gonna You're gonna not need it because it's gonna come to you. You're gonna have everything that you need, and you're gonna be able to do the things that you are divinely supposed to do. I don't know no other way to put it. Um, that's the simplest way that I can kind of get it over to you. Um, what else did I want to talk about? Oh, I want to go back to some of the things in my very first episode. I kind of went back and listened to it, and uh, there were some things that I had mentioned that I want to talk about here since I have this opportunity to do it. Um, One thing that I said that I told you I was going to get back to, and I guess this is the time to do it, when I talked about um, the seed system. Um, I've been really thinking on that, and I believe that a good understanding of seed is God, everything He does is a seed. And it's so amazing. It's so amazing. When you have a baby, um, the woman, the seed is the seed. The seed is gets planted into the woman, and the baby grows and it becomes a person, and you have a baby, and that's the cycle of life. But when we go back to very, very back to Genesis, the beginning, God created everything that we need. He already created, and everything we need, He already put it inside of us. to me, that's just like, that's really amazing because um, I just don't see God going, ooh, I forgot that they're going to need, ooh, they might run out of trees or they might run out of whatever, because he created things and he put the seed inside that thing. And that's how, another tree comes because there's a seed. And then when you eat the fruit of the tree, inside the fruit is another seed, and it's a continuous process. I mean, if you really think about that, that is genius. That is genius. And you have to be somebody, you have to sit back and think about how genius that is. And the same way in nature, he did it, he put it in us. uh, so he works on a seed system. And think about it, everything we do is a seed. um, there's a scripture that says, what you sow you shall reap. And I talk to people a lot, and people talk about, they want to start a business or they want to do XYZ. And, but what happened, what God's been dealing with me about is, you know, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And when you want to start a business, you have to start looking at the small things. How do you look at other people's business? Have you done anything, for instance, in this podcast, or if you have an Instagram account, or if you have a Facebook account, you want people to engage with you. You want people to, like your stuff. And I mean, that feels great. That feels amazing. People want to like your stuff. But how many times have we looked at people things, we saw that they were doing something great. We just looked. We didn't say anything. We didn't comment. We didn't like. We didn't do anything. But yet, when we start something, we want everybody to be engaged with us. But you have reaped nothing. So you won't get a harvest of anything. That's the same. You have to engage with other people. The thing that you want from them, you need to do it. You need to, it doesn't cost anything to have a comment to say, I thought that was insightful. I thought you did a great job. That's a beautiful hat you have on. If you don't have anything to say, then don't say anything. But uh, just begin to sow those seeds. Sow the seeds of, encouragement. Sow the seeds of, um, that you're interested. Start following people that you're interested in. Start following people that are where you're trying to go, and engage with them. You know, talk to them. I'm not saying you got to do something every day. It's not a commitment, but start sowing those seeds, because you're going to see that come back to you when you're ready to go forward and make your business and do things for yourself. I think that's a small thing that doesn't cost anything. But what that does is it builds character in you, and you will begin to see that those small things make a big difference in somebody else's life. And because you did that for someone else, um, God will make happen for you what you make happen for other people. It doesn't cost anything to encourage. It doesn't cost anything to, um, have a word, or whatever. But if you're not going to engage with other people, then, oh, thanks, Lisa. Lisa said yes. That's so true. So it's the small things. I'm a big proponent of small, because a lot of times I've listened to people, and I have listened to motivational speakers. I've listened to pastors. I've listened to sermons. And my takeaway is usually, how do I do that? How do I make that happen in my life? How how can I take that great thing that you said and make it happen on a Wednesday? I mean, I use Wednesday because most things in life are mundane. Life, on your daily activities. It's pretty mundane. You go to work or whatever it is that you do. You go to school, you take care of the kids, you go this way and you do that. Those are routines and patterns that we have on a daily basis. Not every day is full of excitement. Not every day you have these big moments. And because that's true, we have to learn to treasure and do things in the small, practical ways, things that's going to impact your Wednesday. What does your Wednesday look like? What is hump day? It's not just hump day, it's the day that you are going through your regular routine, but you begin to implement those small things on a daily basis. But the truth of the matter is, small equals big. Um, I meant to do this. It was part of the things that I wanted to do as part of the show. And I mean, I'm not super good in math, but I got a lot of equations in me, such as uh, small, one small thing plus another small thing is equal to one big thing. And that's how you get big things in your life. That's how you get one small characteristic, one small one small thank you, one small encouragement. All of those things, excuse me, all of those things add up to big changes. You would be so surprised how something you think is small is a big thing for somebody else. Especially when you do it because you have the unction to, or you're led, or you feel like it's something you need to say. And most of the time when you do that, you go like, what are they going to think about me? Or I don't know why I'm saying this. But you say it and you release them. You may release them. I don't know what this coughing is about, but we're going to get it together. Um, you release them. You may set them free because they may be toiling or struggling with something. And the one word that you say may set them free. I know because um, it's happened to me. Somebody said something and it immediately set me free, and it gave me the strength to go to the next thing, and the strength to run on and do what it was that I needed to do. I was like, wow, I needed to hear that. And it don't have to be a friend. It don't have to be, it could be anybody. That's why it's important that we be led by 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 God and not always by our emotions. Emotions fall into the soul realm, and we get so caught up in our emotions, and we want to tell people how it is. We want to um, tell people off and all that, and it may be warranted. It may be something that they did that was they need to be set straight, but sometimes you need to take a minute and just take a deep breath, count to 5, 10, count to 2, whatever it takes, and get control of your emotions, because a lot of times we do things in our heightened emotions and we regret. I'm sure that you can look back on some stuff that you may have said or done in the midst of an emotion. That's why you never make big decisions when you're emotional. You never make big decisions when you're emotional. You just sit back and you think about it, you pray about it, and you take your time. Um, and I used to say, oh man, if I don't hurry up and give them a decision, if I don't hurry up and do this, X, Y, and Z, maybe that opportunity won't be there anymore. Or maybe, they won't like me, or whatever. But I've learned that it's not about them. It's not about any of that. It's about um, centering yourself and, be calm about it. Don't get all caught up in how you feeling, because your feelings will mislead you. Your feelings will take you down a road that you don't want to go on. So it's important not to be always led by your feelings. And Yes, real. Yes, um, feelings are real. The facts that you see on is real, but none of that is truth. The truth is, God says that you seek Him first, and He will direct your path. The truth is that the life we have, we didn't give ourselves this life, so it's not for us to order our own life because that gets us in trouble. That gets us in trouble. And the scripture says that the steps of a man or woman is ordered by Him. So um, I just threw that out there. I don't know where that came from, but anyway, um, I want to talk about also um, the feedback. I've gotten some feedback on some of the shows, and then I don't get too much feedback on some shows. But I wanted to, since I didn't have a guest today, I had planned to have one, like I said, but that didn't um, work out. So, but uh, another thing I also wanted to do, even though my guest had to cancel, I wanted to go on with the show. And the reason I wanted to go on with the show is because number one, I wanted to honor the commitment that I made. And I think that's very important because a lot of people make commitments that they don't honor. Um, it doesn't matter how I feel. It doesn't matter what happened today. It doesn't matter, whether I'm prepared or not. I wanted to go on with it because I'm committed to do that. And a lot of times, what I find is um, you have to be true to your commitment. There's a scripture that talks about when you make a vow, it says it's better to not even make a vow than to make a vow and break it. A vow meaning a commitment. Um, one monkey don't stop no show. Yes, thank you, Lisa. Lisa always got good input. And I was saying that it is good to learn, and that's a learned behavior. It's not something that you might start off because I was a person that would say, "Yeah, I'll meet you at 5 o'clock." In passing, I may say that, but as I began to be more mature, and God began to work with me, and He's always working with me, and I'm sure He works with you, and He just reveals and makes us better. He makes us better and better and better. And my goal has always been, like I said in my first episode, my goal has always been number one, to challenge myself, and number two, to be better than I was yesterday, to be a better person than I was yesterday, be a better person than I was last week. And in order to do that, you need to, there's small things you have to do. Start um, honoring your word, even if it's something small. Don't say anything that you're not going to commit yourself to. And if you do say something and you say, "Oh, I said that too fast," be honorable enough to say, "I'm so sorry. I made a mistake. Uh, I didn't mean to say that I'll meet you tomorrow," because I've done that. I said, "Well, I'll call you back, or I'll do this, or I'll do that." And I said it in haste and not look at my calendar and didn't realize I had something else going on. And I'll send a text, or I'll say, "I'm sorry. I said I was going to do this at so and so time, but my schedule won't permit that. Can I reschedule with you?" And I don't do it before the day I'm supposed to meet them. I try to do it in that same moment I catch myself. So I think that's important for us to do that. And that has to do with character more than anything. It don't have to do with, you know, that's a character trait. And it's something that can be developed. If you're not that, if you're not there and you're not there yet, okay, just admit to yourself, "I'm not there. I need to do better, and I can do better." And you can do better by starting off small. Say to yourself, I'm going to, I told so and so I was going to meet them at 10 o'clock. Can you be there at 10 o'clock? Even if they don't show up, even if they are late, that's their responsibility. You make sure you keep your end of the bargain. Those are things, those are small things. Because as you go up the ladder, or you have all these big aspirations and all these things that you want to do. Um, you will find that the people you think have it together, um, and you so excited to meet them, and they may be a celebrity or they may be this, and it's so disappointing and disheartening to find they don't have it together. They're missing certain character traits. They're missing, they can't be on time. They told you they was going to be there at 5, they don't get there till 6:30. And it's just a matter of respect. It's respecting people's time. It's respecting the time and energy that they put to take out of their day. You know how it feels when you got a busy day, you got things going on, you got situations and stuff happening and balls you juggling and all this stuff going on, and you commit, okay, I'm gonna take time out of my day, stop what I'm doing, go over here and meet them at 5 o'clock. They don't show up, they don't call, they don't text, they don't send you a messenger, they don't send you an Uber, they don't send you anything, but you just standing there. And think about how that makes you feel. So I never want to do that to anybody. I never want to take advantage of their time. I don't want to waste people's time. And those of you that are watching or listening and you're hearing this, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste your time. And I hope that something that I say today or may help you, or hopefully it can be something that you can implement into your daily walk, something that you can walk away with and know that it'll make you a better person. And that's the goal. That's the goal. And to me, that is what greatness is about. Greatness is not, um, to me, none of these things that we aspire for, at least for me, is an arrival point. We never, I, Kathy, never arrive. I may leave. I may leave the station and I'm making my way towards whatever that thing is, that goal, that aspiration. You reach a milestone or a goal, that's great. But even once you get to that ultimate milestone that you've made, when you get there, and as you have taken the journey to get there, you understand there's more. There's more. You can do better. You can reach higher. And there's always levels and levels and levels to go. So we never really arrive. I used to hear people say, "Oh, she's arrived or he's arrived, or they've done this or they've done that." Yeah, they might have reached some goals and they're pretty good, but you never arrive. You never get there. It's a journey. It's always in progress. And some other random stuff I want to talk about is, um, you know, some cliches that people say, everything happens for a reason. Um, and I kind of want to talk about that. In one way, that kind of bothers me when people say that. And I'm like, well, what is the reason? Are you the reason or is something else the reason? Um, we have to think about things that we say. Uh, our words are very, very powerful. Um, if you don't believe that, if you believe that we are made in the image of God, then you understand what I mean when I say our words are powerful. When in the in in the beginning, or in Genesis, if you would read it, you can go and read it. It says that God created the heaven and earth, and if you look at it and read it, He created it by speaking it. He said, "Let there be light," and there was light. So if we're made in His image and He spoke that into existence, how much more? How much can we do? How much damage can we do with our words? We already know that. If we can do damage and we can hurt people and we can slander people, and yeah, slander is okay, that's right. Slander people with what we say. how much more can we encourage? How much more can we build up? How much more can we manifest in our lives if we speak the right words and say the right things? And um, but like I said in the beginning of this talk, was that's in our soul. Those are things that we have to renew our minds. We have to start to understand and learn um, those things. Uh, it's not necessarily uh, that we are, everybody don't grow up knowing that. Some things are innate, but some things are not. Some things are learned. And no shame or putting down anyone that doesn't know. Because the word says that if you want wisdom, all you have to do is ask for it. Give it freely. He give it to you, he give it to me, he'll give it to whoever asks for it. But the thing is, we don't ask. We walk around not knowing. And yes, there are things that we don't know, but we don't have to. We don't have to not know. We can be fully aware or fully woke in some things. So um, I just want to debunk that. If that's one of your theories of saying I don't know any better, um, just ask. Just ask. And I challenge anybody listening to this, I challenge you to ask and plead your case. You know, go before God and say, I don't know nothing. I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know if I fit in that category. Show me, teach me, guide me. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, put your seatbelt on because you're gonna be ready. It's gonna be a ride, and some things you're gonna find out you might not like, um, because in my experience, in the very first episode when I talked about uh, me separating from my husband and that time when I was in a dark place. I didn't really get too much into that dark place, but to describe it, it was like really dark, like being in a room, everything cut off, no light, everything dark. My imagination was dark. My everything was dark. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see the future ahead of me. I didn't. I was just almost feel like dead, and I don't even know what dead feels like. But I would suspect it's like darkness. But you don't want to be in that place. You don't want to be in that place. It's like a climbing out of a dark hole. But uh, I digress. Like I digress on that. But really, um, greatness is something that really we all have inside of us. I have been in the last few months lately been like an onion. You know, you peel back the layers, and every layer I'm learning something else, and something else is being revealed to me, and it's an amazing process. It's a renewal process. It's the thing that I'm telling you about. It's the thing I'm living this thing. It's happening to me right now, and it's hard to talk about because it's hard to put into words. It's hard to kind of explain what's happening. But I want to share it because maybe it's something that you may be dealing with. Maybe you're going through a quote metamorphosis and things are changing before your very eyes, but they're staying the same. It seems like it's staying the same. Your mind, the way you think, the way you process information, the way you see things is different. But on the outside, and in some cases your circumstances don't seem to be changing. But that's okay because um, I'll tell you what happened. What the visual I got for this is my mother. Um, she called me one day and asked me for something, and I was like, "Well, I can't get over there right now. I'm in the middle of doing something else." So I called my sister. And I told her, I said, Mama wants something, something, something. And she was like, okay. Oh, I remember what happened. She broke her glasses. And I was like, well, I can't get you an appointment right now. I'm going to have to call and do all these other things. And so I called my sister and think my sister called somebody else. And my mother was getting all frantic and she was trying to figure out how she was going to get her glasses and all that. And it might not make sense to anybody else, but what was going on, the revelation I got from it that God showed me is that when we go to him and ask for something, or even when we're in a need, he sees our need. And while we're trying to make stuff happen and trying to figure out how we're going to get those glasses, how we go, I don't have this and I don't have this and I don't have that. I liken what my sister and I were doing. We were connecting and we started already the ball rolling. We were already working on her behalf. She didn't realize it, but we was already working on her behalf. We was moving things and calling people and getting stuff in the right place. And it was illuminated to me. The guy was like, that's how I work. A lot of times when we ask and we put stuff out there and we think nothing is going on, he's working. He's working. And newly to me, a scripture that I discovered, it's been in the Bible, but I didn't know about it. It's in Psalm 62. Yeah. I ended up reading the whole chapter, but it's Psalm 62, verse 5. And it says, your hope alone should be in put your hope alone in God. What that means to me is, a lot of times, like you go and you apply for a position, and people always say, girl, you got to know somebody to get up in there. You got to know somebody. You got to network. You got to know this person. You got to do that. You got to do this. And then we put our hope in that networking process, or we put our hope in that person. I'll give you an example in the Bible what happened with Joseph. Joseph was I don't know if you know the story, but I'll give you a little snippet of the story. He was thrown in jail for something he didn't do. He was working for Potiphar, and his wife thought he was a good-looking man, and she was trying to get with him. So he would never indulge her. And one day she tried to like grab hold of him, and she caught his clothes, and she was like, yeah, he tried to do this to me. And so he got thrown in jail for that. He didn't do it, but anyway, while he was in jail, he was able to help some of the prisoners. And one of the prisoners was got out, and he told him, remember me when you get out. I know that you are friends with, the king, and, so and so is your cousin. And I know that if you talk to him, they can pull some strings and get me out of here. That's kind of how we, at least me, Kathy, I have said that I put my hope and my faith in God, but really I've kind of, went around that a little bit, go like, well, so-and-so said that they can do so-and-so because they know this person, or they cousin knows somebody and they know somebody. But when I found that scripture, it says, put your hope alone in him. And I just read that over and over again. I was like, that's really big to me, because what that means to me is I don't need anybody else. I can put my hope, my trust, and everything in him, because he's certainly capable. He's certainly able to do it. Not only is he able, he's willing, and he has the power to do it. When we put our hope in people, and that's the reason a lot of people are disappointed, or they don't trust God, because they trust people. And they see people and they've put hope and trust in people, and people have disappointed them. And I totally understand that. But the good news is God is not a man that he would lie. He wouldn't do that to you. So it's safe to put your hope in him. And I challenge you to do that. I challenge you to do that. But I have blabbed and went on and a lot. And I hope that if it was one thing, if you tuned in for a minute or two, and in that minute you heard something, or something resonated with you, I hope that it's something that you can take and run with, and that it will be a transformative thing. I believe in not just inspiring people. You Inspiration comes from many places. There are people who are inspirational. You get motivated from them, but is it lasting? Is it something that transforms your life? And I want to um, be transformative. I want, it's not just about me, it's not the words that I say, it's what God gives me to say, or something that I might speak that you can take as a tool and use it. And if you quote something I say, I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad. I'm not going to say, if you post something that I said, that's great. I think that it's wonderful if you can use something that I say that's going to help you. Use it for yourself, own it. Um, some people that are in the public, or that are motivational people, and they say things that are great and that help somebody, some of them get mad when you repeat it. Then why did you put it out there if you don't want people to use it? If it's transformed their life, and that's something that they use to transform somebody else's life, I thought that was the goal. I thought that was the purpose. So by all means, if it's something that I said, use it. If there's a quote that you need, or uh, something that's going to help you, or that has helped you, that's all that matters to me. That's all that matters. Exactly. Good point, Lisa Dene. Thank you, Lisa Dene. Um, we have to, and it's a learning curve. It's a learning process. We have to get out of the way. That's something that I'm tugging and pulling at. It's a struggle. Sometimes I get in the way, and I have to understand it's not about me. Um, the last thing I want to say, I was watching this show. I love watching home improvement, decoration shows, anything like that. And on this particular show, they were, you know, uh, people that have maybe purchased a home, or they have another home, and they wanted to turn it into like um, a what is that thing, a Airbnb where they can rent it out and stuff. And these experts come in and they take a look around and they assess it, and they are there to help them, to advise them, to say why you're not getting any bookings, or why your place isn't, it's not up to par, and they help them out. And the people would go, they would say, well, first of all, why you got all your personal stuff out here, and pictures of you and everything like that, and you renting your place out. And they would tell them, this is not about you, this is about your guest. And the people will go, oh, but it's my stuff. I cherish this. It's my place. Yes, it is. But you've made a decision to serve other people with your stuff. So, therefore, it's not about you. In serving other people, you have to get out of the way and make it easy for the person you're serving. Present them with what it is that they need, not what you need. You're not going to be the one checking in. You live there, but you only living there for a certain amount of time. If this is going to become a business, then you have to treat it as such. You can't treat it like this my house and it's a spare room. You can stay in the spare room. Nobody wants to live in your spare room. If you are taunting it out like it's a quote hotel or another place to stay. But I just threw that out there. That's my 2 cents on the matter. Um, not 2 cents, inflation 25 cents. But anyway, I want to go ahead and do my announcements because the time is moving pretty quickly. I want to tell you about what's coming up, and also remind you that the Listen Up Challenge is is still out there. Subscribe to Stunner Radio. That is how you get the notifications of when the show is coming on. Follow me on Facebook. And if you're interested in advertising your business, this is a great place to do it. Contact me and I can give you some information about it. I want to talk about the next episode, Dr. Pamela Sanders. I'm so excited to have an opportunity to talk to her. I want you to see and hear and feel what I felt on my initial conversation with her. Um, I believe it's going to be powerful. I believe it's going to be powerful. And it's not going to be this week, it's going to be the next week. So um, I need, I would like you all to tune in and hear it. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal. She is one of the first people that I reached out to when I was looking for guests. And I mean, I've been holding it in since the beginning. So I'm so excited to have her join. And I believe that she will be a true blessing to you all. And I don't want to give it all away, but when I tell you that you will be changed, you will see things in a totally different way, because she is going to come at an angle that you ain't going to be ready for. And it's so great. It's so great. And I also want to say, before I leave, it's almost time to go. I want to thank everybody, anybody who has supported me, anyone who has listened, um, tuned in, even if it's not my show. If you are supporting Stunner Radio, I just want to thank you, because um, there's so many podcasts out here. There's so many things out here, and when we endeavor to do things in our own community, I think it's important that we support each other. And there's so many things that people support. When the slap that was heard around the world went out, people was posting and saying stuff and all of that, which is fine. But what about the people that's out there that have things that needs to be supported? This radio station needs to be supported, and we need to be supported by our own people. And we invite everybody, every culture, every race, everybody. But mainly, we would love to have the support of our own, because we are here for you. We are here to be a voice in our own community. But we're inclusive. But you can be inclusive and still have um, like a main character. That's all I'm saying. Uh, I want to appreciate those who have supported every show. You may have a favorite. You may have one that you watch all the time. That's great. But we are in the midst of making some changes, and I'm probably getting ahead of myself. I don't want to make any announcements that's not ready to be made. But uh, I think that you will be really thrilled, and um, just take the journey with us. Stay tuned and take the journey with us. You will not regret it. You will not. You won't regret it. That's all I can say. But I want to appreciate everybody. I want to appreciate those who have subscribed to Stunner Radio, those who have subscribed to the Kathy Brooks Show, those who engage with me. And if you're not engaging, I challenge you to do so. Say something. If you're looking, that's fine. But remember, there's going to be a point where you want something from other people, and you reap what you sow. And I'm not saying it to put something over your head or anything like that, but I just want you to understand that's how this system works. That's how it works. And it's not just about social media, it's about, I had to learn this for myself. I had to learn this when I was starting another business that I was doing. I really didn't to be honest, I really didn't support some people. I just looked. I was like, oh, okay, their prices might be too high for me, or that's not my cup of tea. But now I support, and even if they're not doing exactly or the thing that I might not buy it at that time, I'll comment and I'll say, I really like the way you did so and so, or I think that's a great event. I like the way you put that out there. That's great. I would say something. I will engage with that person. I may not be ready to buy with them. I may not be ready to go to their event, but I'm following them for a reason. I'm following them because at some point I thought that that they was doing something great, and I just engage with them and do it because you want to do it. Don't do it because you're looking for them to get back to you. Because sometimes when people have a lot of followers, they don't always get back to you. Do it because you think you want to. And it'll be reciprocated, maybe not from that person, but it'll be reciprocated somewhere down the line if it's something you're doing. Uh, just to know that you're being validated. And it's not that you need the validation, but it's sometimes good to see other people engaging with you. And that's all I have to say about that. So, with that being said, it is, I think I have about 4 or 5 minutes. Um, I have run out of stuff. I'm looking forward to the next episode. Yes, I am too. I am so looking forward to it. It's going to be really, really amazing. And like I said, it's going to be transformative. And it is, I don't want to give too much away, but it is matters of the heart. And to understand the heart and understand this particular person, I mean, Miss Dr. Sanders is coming on. She has a blog, and I was reading one of her entries, and one of them, I remember on the first episode when I was talking about the challenge that I was having, and I said that uh, God performed surgery on me, and He took out a stony heart and replaced it with a heart of flesh. And unbeknownst to me, when I was reading her blog, she dove into that same thing and she talked about what all that means. And I was like, wow, wow, this is phenomenal. And I'm going to share more of that in the episode. I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to get her input on it and let her know that I was all up in her business, reading her stuff. But that's part of what I do to understand my guests and to know them and make them feel welcome into the show. Uh, isn't that what you would do if you welcome me into your home? So, um, um, with that said, we are finished for today, and thank you so much. And I will see you in the next episode. Tune in. Thanks for watching and subscribe. And like I always say, my friends, I pray that you will prosper in all things and be in health just as your soul prospers. Bye, everybody.